All right. Alcor is pleased to welcome you all to today's webinar. Alcor is a global cloud advisory and implementation services company serving Fortune 500, government agencies, and other leading organizations in multiple industry verticals across the Americas, Canada, and India. Alcor is also a ServiceNow Gold Services and Gold Sales partner. We partner with leading technology companies, including AWS, FireEye, Microsoft, Okta, Incorda, and 3C Logic. We advise leading businesses on cloud platforms, architecture, enterprise service management, and integrating IT service delivery. We also provide business process consulting to capture, re-engineer, and improve processes that can easily be automated to deliver real value. The Alcor consulting team has excellence in business strategy, cloud technology, and organizational change management. Our ongoing webinar series is designed to inform, enlighten, and start discussions within your own organizations. If you require any additional information after listening to today's webinar, please reach out to us through our website, www.alcortech.com. We have time reserved at the end of the webinar for Q&A, so please feel free to type any questions into the questions section of the webinar dashboard. Today's webinar topic is ServiceNow HR and Beyond, presented by Sushma Aithal. Sushma has been with Alcor for over 3 years and is a manager consulting, focusing on HR and ITSM implementations in ServiceNow. She has over 17 years of experience in IT product and services with expertise in program project management and PMO. She has led several ServiceNow engagements and end-to-end implementations. She is also PMP and Aithal Foundation certified and is a ServiceNow certified system administrator and implementation specialist for ITSM, HR, and PPM. I will now turn the webinar over to Sushma. Oh, I think you're still on mute, Sushma.
I'm here, Jeff.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you for the introduction. Hello, everyone, and glad you're all able to attend the webinar today. So we'll quickly go over the agenda. We'll do an introduction of the ServiceNow HR service delivery product, followed by a quick overview of Alcor HR capability. And then we will be introducing 2 of Alcor's HR products, that is Reflective and TalentRun. Let's start with the introduction of what is ServiceNow HR service delivery. ServiceNow's HR service delivery product is made up of 3 core applications plus an additional 2 that can be added for enhanced functionality. So we'll go over details of each of them. We just wanted to mention that the first 3, that is the case and knowledge management, employee service center, and enterprise onboarding and transition, they all are part of the 3 core applications. And the other 2, employee document management and performance analytics, are available for enhanced functionality. We'll go into detail of these. Case and knowledge management enables HR to manage their service interactions with employees without relying on generic tools like emails. So this allows HR to standardize the documentation, interaction, fulfillment of employees' inquiries and requests while having visibility into the quantity and type of cases coming in. Service levels are improved and HR efficiency is dramatically increased. Knowledge can also be leveraged internally to ensure accuracy and consistency of information being provided to the employees. So here are some key features of the application. And this is like one of the core application of the HR service delivery product. So whether it is employee inquiries or on benefits, compensation, payroll, or talent management, all of the functional areas and center of excellence can be configured and managed through a single case management solution. That's one of the key features here. And as you can see in this picture on the slide, this is a visual task board that allows easy management and prioritization of cases. Leadership can get a real-time interactive view of all cases being worked by the HR agents. Cases can be prioritized based on the service level agreements and individual workloads that can be managed to ensure efficient operation across the service delivery teams. The HR service catalog allows different HR offerings. So here there is an option to kind of turn on the different HR offerings that we are providing to the employees. So it could be benefits, compensation, payroll, HR services for employee relations, and general HR profile updates. There's a whole lot of out-of-the-box HR services that can be provided, and also additional ones can be configured. So overall, it kind of improves the employee service experience and accelerate the service delivery and reducing the HR operation costs by providing a menu of services that employees can choose from. And at the back end, it's kind of backed by the efficient workflows and automation driving these processes in the organization. Then there is knowledge base, which is an integrated part of the case management solution as part of the HR. There's also a broader knowledge base that's available as part of the ServiceNow application. It could be related to IT, and it could be related to the other products that are available within ServiceNow. But HR knowledge management is closely integrated with the case management solution, as it kind of makes it easy for employees to find the relevant, accurate, and consistent information on topics such as, again, benefits, travel expenses, policies, and any of the policies and procedures in the organization that the employee may want to refer to. You can also apply a lot of user criteria and HR criteria to the knowledge to pre-filter the relevant content for employees and HR, thus making the utilization of the knowledge more efficient. And then there is reporting. So reporting, as you know, ServiceNow provides a very robust reporting module in the product. The same is kind of extended to the HR product as well. Simple dashboards can be created that kind of make it easy to proactively report on and improve the delivery of the HR services. It's easy to understand the volume, the type of services, the workloads that are handled by the HR organization. So there is this data that you need to optimize resources and also improve on the services. The next core feature, or the core component of the HR service delivery is the Employee Service Center. Employee Service Center gives employees a single place to quickly and easily get all the HR services that they need. As you can see here, the custom branded site that the employees can use, it has a very rich search functionality. It's a kind of a Google style search field or virtual agents to find information such as policies and procedures. They can open a case, they can type in any information that they need, and the search results would either be one of the knowledge articles that are stored in ServiceNow, or it could be one of the service that is offered by the organization. For example, if as an employee I just type that how do I have a payroll discrepancy, or how do I report the payroll discrepancy, so it would provide all the knowledge articles that the user may want to refer, like how do I read my paycheck, or how do I report my payroll discrepancy, and it would also search the HR service or the catalog item that you need to refer to when you want to raise that kind of a HR service inquiry. So the knowledge, the Google style search is very efficient, and it's easily accessible via the portal. And then you can create a fully custom branded site to match the organization's look and feel, provide the logo, provide the color schemes and everything, style it as per the organization's look and feel. Then there is this targeted content-based employee profile data. So this serves the timely and relevant targeted content for individual users based on their location, role, job, and type. For instance, if if there is an open enrollment campaign that needs to be launched by the HR, or an announcement needs to be made that this is the date to close your open enrollments, this could be a targeted content based on the employee's location. So not, if it's a global organization, not every employee or every location would need that kind of content to come up when they first log in the portal. So this is exactly the targeted content feature that is used extensively by most of the organizations that go for the Employee Service Center. Tasking enables HR to direct employees to take the required actions. These tasks are listed for the employees to guide them along the process. Employees can get access to HR services anytime from their device. So responsive design allows employees to access the site from their mobile phones, tablets, or desktops. Screen content resizes and optimizes based on the device it's being used. Then there is a built-in chat functionality that allows employees to interact with the HR in real time. So employees can use the chat with HR link to ask the question in real time. HR agents can create a case from the chat, and all chat history is stored in a case. So for an end user or an employee, it would be just interacting with the chat bot, but at the back end, it also creates a case, and all the history is stored as part of the case for the HR to process and handle the case. Saves a lot of time and cost by going paperless with editable, personalized PDFs, electronic signatures, and a lot of features that are available as part of the Employee Service Center. So overall, it's like a one-stop for the employees to communicate with HR, at the same time receive all the information from HR organization-wide. You have features like holiday list, adding to calendar, event list, announcements, news. So it could be, I can say you can use it as the company's intranet. Virtual agent. Virtual agent gives employees real-time support to basic inquiries without the HR staff. Virtual chat conversations enable quick guidance to information and ease of creation when necessary. The virtual agent improves employee self-service by automating repetitive inquiries and frees up the HR so that they can focus on more complex inquiries and issues. It kind of gives a similar experience, like similar to chatting with a live person. Virtual agent comes with 4 pre-built conversations. It's out of the box. It comes with a few pre-built conversations, topics like general inquiry, pay discrepancy, profile updates, and leave requests. So most of which is like commonly asked questions for employees. So when we're designing to implement the virtual agent for any organization, we will kind of do an exercise of what are the commonly asked questions in the organization for which there are standard answers or standard responses that the HR can provide. So those questions don't actually need an actual HR person to kind of respond to the emails or even respond to the cases that are being logged. So all of those conversations or those topics can be added to the conversations, and hence that's how the virtual agents are designed. Employees can also interact with virtual agent when they're already working on their day-to-day work, such as like working on the team site, or many organizations use Slack, so it was also integrated with that. So while the employees can enjoy a speedy and delightful interaction with the chat bot to resolve their basic questions, there is no HR staff time, I would say, that is spent on such inquiries. Common questions like, what are the upcoming company holidays, or many common questions like that, or what are the locations that this event is being conducted, and such kind of very basic questions could be answered without taking the time of HR to answer those through the phone or email. Enterprise onboarding and transition. So this is again like one of the core components of the HR service delivery product. Enterprise onboarding and transition allows HR to easily automate onboarding and other employee lifecycle events that span across multiple departments. So that's the key here. Like, these are not just activities or tasks that the HR team needs to do. An onboarding of a new employee always spans across multiple departments like It starts with the recruiting team. It would start with the recruiting team providing the confirmation of this employee is hired, and then it starts from the HR to kind of complete the onboarding processes, goes into the IT onboarding side where the IT team needs to provision all the hardware and install the softwares that the new hire may need. And then it also may pass to the facilities team to kind of arrange the desk, phone, and other requirements for new joining. So it's always activities that span over multiple departments. The efficiency of HR and other departments is drastically improved fast, and it's like a consumer-like service that makes it easier for employees to get what they need to get done and back on their actual, they can focus from day one, they can actually focus on their actual roles as employees rather than being in that onboarding mode for a couple of days even after joining the company. Key features include quickly and easily snap together onboarding experience and processes. So HRs can create, modify, maintain cross-departmental onboarding processes without the need of complex coding, process maps, or workflow editors. So the architecture of the onboarding enterprise and transitions in ServiceNow is different from how the other workflows are developed. So it's activity-based and activity set-based, where every activity is part of an activity set, whether it could be a pre-boarding activity or a day one or a week one or a day 30 check-in. All those activities are very easily, you could define it very easily in this application. In addition to new hire onboarding, you can automate any process that begins in HR but requires like an action from the other departments, such as offboarding or relocation, even leaves of absence. So there are a lot of life cycle events that this application supports. And again, dashboard, it gives HR the insight into the complete onboarding process for continued optimization. Employee document management. So this is one of the add-on features that are available apart from the 3 core applications that we discussed. So employee document management can be added to any one of the applications to enable HR to electronically manage a wide range of employee documents more efficiently, while also supporting the security and the compliance. So these are like very key features that are included as part of this application. Maintaining the security and compliance of the employee record or the employee file is a key in the HR processes. So that's enabled as part of the employee document management. It also makes it easy for employees to access these documents when needed. So some of the key features include, like instead of employee files being distributed over multiple systems or kept in paper files, there is a single interface for all files associated with an employee. Then move documents automatically or manually from cases to employee files. So all the attached file in the case. So if there is a case that's in progress with the HR, between the HR and the employee, there's a very good feature of moving the attached document as part of the case into the employee file. So thus maintaining all the records that the employee may have dealt with while interacting with the HR. Then you can specify the time period for documents to be retained. So there are a lot of policies that can be established to ensure document retention, supports various regulatory or legal requirements, and can be a unique based, it can be unique, the policies can be unique based on the criteria about the document or associated user. And there's one of these new features that's come in the recent releases to apply a legal hold to the document type to an employee, or suspend the changes, or just keep a hold on any of the changes to their profile if there is an active case or an audit going on the employee details. So these are some of the HR practices that are done within the HR organization, and all of these are now merged into the HR service delivery application, thus enabling a complete automation and digitization of all of these processes that the HR team do on a day-to-day basis. And we can set the security policies to control like who can review, who can edit, and who can just read the documents. A lot of, one of the most important needs in an HR organization. And the second add-on application, I would say, is the performance analytics. The performance analytics also can be added to provide the next, I would say, the next evolution in the ServiceNow's platform. So we already have the report and the dashboards application that's built as part of the product. So for HR, we have a very robust reporting and a dashboard application that comes as part of the HR service delivery. But performance analytics is like one step ahead of that. It allows organization to anticipate the trends. The solution is designed to allow you to kind of see where, like, how the organization is trending against the goals that you have set, how you were doing before, how you're doing currently, and what's the future projection. So it easily identifies employee case trends based on previous, previous requests. It can be like different group requests or based on like seasonal case trends. So a lot of trending analysis can be done if you have this installed in the system. So it enhances and prioritizes according to the business goals and requirements. Develop scorecards for a glance. So pinpoint areas with kind of poor employee experiences. You can have a trend on the customer satisfaction or employee satisfaction records and bring in more improvements in your HR processes. Also drive a lot of improvements in the bottlenecks that HR organization is going through, easily reallocate resources to mitigate any of these HR service delivery issues, and easily also track the HR service goals against the overall business objectives of the organization. So here's a quick view of the Alcor HR capability. So at Alcor, we have established a human resource or the HR as one of our core practice areas. We have a dedicated about 10 core consultants in the HR practice area, all certified in the latest suite of applications, which is on Madrid, a certified service delivery suite of applications, and also experienced in providing a lot of consultation in the HR transformational initiatives for the customers and also for internal products. We've done about more than 10 plus recent implementation of ServiceNow products. Extensive experience in integrating with HR technologies, Workday, DocSign, etc. So we have a lot of, for an HR to function, there are a lot of other applications or third-party tools that usually we need to integrate with. For example, we have the payroll application, then there is Workday, which is which could be the source of people data or employee data, and maybe it would not be ServiceNow. So then there is a need of integrating both of these applications. Then you could also have a couple of systems that do the background check or screening at the time of recruitment. So ServiceNow has got good capabilities of integrating with all of these applications, and the team has a lot of expertise on that as well. And we've got experience in designing the user experience and transformation. The other thing that I would like to mention here is Alcor runs on ServiceNow HR. That is, the entire HR operations is run on HR. We have leveraged Employee Service Center internally for our an intranet kind of an application. Then we use case management, onboarding and transition, virtual agents, and a lot of advanced features to transform the employee experience. And apart from that, there are two scoped applications that we've developed, and we will be reviewing that in some time. One is the TalentRun, and other is the Reflective. Here's a brief on one of the implementations that we've done recently, and kind of it's a part of a case study that we've done, where a large healthcare company invested in the cloud, and they were looking for digitization of most of their paper-based HR processes. So the requirement for this organization was primarily to digitize their onboarding an offboarding process and also the experience for the user. So the requirements included deploying a single place for employee to get all the help with respect to their day-to-day inquiries and also HR, IT, and other support functions. Create a delightful user experience. So we had to kind of implement the employee service center for this requirement. Drive all the automation and self-service, and implement an onboarding and transition for a seamless experience for both the new hire as well as the HR. The solution was implement the employee service center and also the HR service delivery, enterprise onboarding and transition. So that integrated with a couple of downstream applications, that's providing a complete, end-to-end experience for the new hire as well as the HR team. So the result of that was a transformed user experience with the relevant information for the new hire to complete and for the HR team to kind of seamlessly go through all the onboarding process without including a lot of paper-based, signatures and paper-based approvals and things like that for the onboarding experience. Okay, so now we will shift our focus to the Alcor product suite, and we'll focus on two of the products that we've built. The first one is Reflective, and then the TalentRun. We'll start with Reflective. So here's the problem statement. So Sarah is an HR professional. This is typically the performance appraisal time of the appraisal time of the year, typically December, January timeframe, where she and her team is working on spreadsheets, emails, a lot of paper-based files. I think some of you in the group, or many of the people working with HR would have felt like Sarah, a bit stressed and overwhelmed during the annual review time and the goal setting process. Dealing with all the coordination between the managers, employees, HR, the back and forth of the paperwork, and ensuring everything's properly signed and stored. So that can become more of a overhead as the company grows. So this was a similar situation here at Alcor as well. So we knew that we needed a solution, and we had the answer in front of us. So we've been using ServiceNow internally for our sales management, project management, even the billing, processes. So why not build something in ServiceNow that would meet the exact needs? And so this is how Reflective was born. So Reflective is an automated performance appraisal review application built on the robust ServiceNow automated platform. So we utilized Reflective in our last review cycle, and I'll say that it was truly an easy, collaborative, and streamlined process. So even better, the feedback from the managers and the employees was seen. So I know that the HR team was able to kind of similar to the problem statement that we were discussing. So the HR really benefited out of using Reflective. At the same time, it was the same experience for the manager as well as the employee to go through the entire performance appraisal cycle. So the portal itself is very intuitive and easy to use. So the view will depend on the role of the user, whether they are an employee, they are a manager, or HR. So as you can see, the portal, it's a comprehensive portal including a personalized organizational chart, a PIP template. There is a rating scale that can be configured based on the rating scale that your organization may use. So it's easily configurable, and you can extend it to the way the ratings or the performance ratings are released in your organization. Then there is a self-help tour. So that has all the the guidance, or it's like a step-by-step process to help you understand this portal. So a lot of tours have been built for different roles and different locations on the process. And here on the left side, you have dashboards which have specific view by role, Some manage workflow managed requests, while there are others which would like create a, it could actually create a link on your Teams page in Outlook, and you can have a lot of dashboards view from this link itself. There are other performance tracking widgets at the bottom of the home page, which are specific to the user, and it ties into their goals. So if you would need a detailed demo of this product, you could email us on the company's email address that Jeff provided earlier. So we will be happy to kind of showcase the demo of this tool. So let's talk about the features here. So Reflective is a user-friendly automated application where one can write, submit, they can review, and also save their appraisal requests. So keeping all the information confidential from a larger user base. There is role and user control access. I mean, that's an important feature to manage the confidentiality. So a strong use case in this case to have that confidentiality and confidentiality built in for the complete confidentiality, at the same time the transparency built in to the end-to-end performance appraisal cycle. So at this stage, a lot of backend algorithms are built in, which shows certain sections of the appraisal to the supervisors, managers. So not all options are visible to not all kind of roles in the organization. So there are certain sections that are only available to the supervisors or the managers, and certain sections only available to the human resources team. And the core features like of filling their self-assessment and viewing the ratings, and all of that is open to the employees. Reflective is integrated with Microsoft Teams and other applications like Outlook, Calendar, email. It's just the way to maintain a collaborative appraisal capability with the supervisor and HR. So using this tool would just allow a seamless, you would get notification on when your goal setting discussion is set, when your appraisal discussion is done. At the same time, it would also document all the details as part of the discussion and then feedback into the tool. There is an integration with DocuSign. So the sign-off of the appraisal, again, like once the performance feedback is completed, there is a sign-off, and a lot of it's all integrated with DocuSign, so you could have a sign-off capability, and it's completely automated. With the self-help tool that I described earlier, you could maintain the step-by-step process guidance for each of the roles of supervisor, HR, and employees. There is this rating scale that can be configured to whatever rating scale the organization uses. Then there is the automated chatbot. So this is using the virtual agent functionality that we demonstrated. So it is an automated chatbot. Here the name is Ask HR. So that just allows employees to discuss with their supervisors and send email to the supervisor on the portal. And then performance improvement plans. So templates are available. We have standard templates for the PIP plan. These templates are easily configurable and can be uploaded as part of the tool. And there is auto calculation of the review ratings. So it again, this one depends on how the organization functions for the performance improvement. This can be configured. So just an overview of the entire performance appraisal process. I'm sure a lot of organizations follow their performance appraisal in the same manner, but again, this can be configured based on the company's requirements. So there is, it starts with goal setting to a mid-year review, then starting to the annual review process with employee self-rating, 360-degree review if any organization would like to have it, and a supervisor review, acceptance, sign off, and then storing, moving the employee appraisal records to the employee document management. So all of these are, it's an end-to-end appraisal process, and all of these components are included within the tool. So I would say Reflective has streamlined a lot of, it has streamlined the entire process, and it saves a lot of time for the managers, employees, and HR to give them like more time for other aspects of their work. So I know during the performance appraisal time, the whole focus is on that around December, early January. There is this, but there would be also regular HR related jobs that the HR would need to focus on. There would be the regular employee role related work that the employee needs to focus on. So Reflective kind of provides that flexibility to focus on their actual work, and then a lot of this process is automated using this tool. Specifically within Alcor, as we started using this in our last appraisal cycle, so we've reduced the HR cost by 35 to 40% and increased the HR efficiency and productivity by around 35%. So this is all based on the Alcor's internal study. Key takeaways, I can say that the Reflective can cater to a diverse set of industries, their specific requirements. It has configurable templates, offers a streamlined 360-degree review, and it's all under that security and confidentiality that is maintained. It's a user-friendly automated application which frees employees from tedious manual tasks, provides paperless electronic record keeping, improves communication, and also the real-time chat integration. So most importantly, I would say it would save cost and time for the organization. Okay. So the next product that we're going to talk about here is the TalentRun. So it's an applicant tracking system. Yeah. So this product primarily allows the recruiters and the candidates to go through the entire hiring process seamlessly. This having the recruiting process completely automated provides a stellar experience to the candidates, having they don't have to lose time in following up and have complete transparency on what's going on with their interview process, maintaining again using the key features of roles and access as the ServiceNow platform has. We've used those features to provide a high level of confidentiality, security in the complete process. It also has the right metrics for making an informed decision on hiring a candidate. So again, this process is what is built in TalentRun. So I think typically most of the organizations, I would say, would use this this process. It starts with identifying the hiring need. So the hiring need can come from the hiring manager. It could come from any of the product managers or the teams that would need to hire, that would need candidates to be hired. And then moves on to creating a position requisition. So a position requisition is created in the system, which has all the details of what position it is and what would be the the skill set that's required, and a lot of other information is collected during the time of creating a position requisition. And it then flows to developing and executing a recruitment plan. So recruitment plan would include posting the job information on various websites, on job boards, and also announcing referral plans and a lot of other steps that can be included in the recruiting plan. And then the next would be to collect all the applications, review the applications, and then primarily a part of screening, and then initiate a contact with candidate, and followed by scheduling interviews, following up with or coordinating with the different teams who would be part of the interview panel, and conduct all the interviews. And once the interviews are conducted, making that hiring decision. So that would, once the hiring decision is made, there's again a set of pre-hire activities that I may say to conduct the references, background checks, and a lot of other pre-hire even before the new employee joins, and then make an offer. So on acceptance of offer, immediately triggers the pre-boarding and the onboarding activities, and then slowly transitioning the new hire as an employee of the organization. So this whole process that I just mentioned here is what is implemented as part of the TalentRun. Key features. So before we go to the key features, TalentRun is also the scoped application, just like Reflective. So this is a scoped application that's developed on the ServiceNow platform. So it could be applied independently, or it could be implemented independently, or it could be along with the ServiceNow, the core HR service delivery application. So it could be combined, or it could also function independently if you don't have the ServiceNow HR service delivery application. So the features would include having all the job requisitions, the budget for recruitment, everything captured in a centralized workplace, and seamlessly collaborating with the hiring teams like the SME teams, the product teams, the architects, and a lot of people who are involved in the hiring process. There is a seamless collaboration with all of them. Candidate profile and resume management is one of the key features in this tool, because it would there are capabilities of pulling all the employee profiles that is posted on the company's website. So there's an integration with that. There's also an integration to post the candidate, the position, whenever the position is opened. We have an integration with LinkedIn, so you could just add all the description on the tool and it would post to the various job boards. Then a very consistent interview and feedback process that's integrated here, which provides a fair and objective evaluation. You have all the feedback recorded in the system, for different rounds of interviews, and it just helps in making the best decision for the candidate. And then on selection of the candidate triggers the onboarding. And there are a lot of self-service reports and dashboards that provides the real-time visibility on, what's the end-to-end time, or what's the turnaround time that it takes to complete the onboarding, like starting from job requisition till when the employee can start work on his first day or first week. So a lot of reports are available to assess that, and again, going forward, analyze the trends and then the turnaround time and things like that. Managing the confidentiality and security at the same time, like documenting each and every aspect of the hiring process is one of the key features that's included in this product. And I think overall, the return on investment on the recruiting efforts. And the email sync, again, there is an integration with the Outlook and the calendar. So all of these interview scheduling and talking to the new hire is all seamless and automated. So I would like to just talk about integrations that are part of the TalentRun application. So one of the integrations that we've done is with LinkedIn, as I mentioned. So we have a job position opened. We could just put all the details in the system and it would directly post to your on your company's LinkedIn page. So such integrations are also possible with other job websites or job applications. Right now we've done integration with LinkedIn. There is also an option to pull in the profiles from the company's website into the system. So we don't have to kind of fetch the profiles from different places where it's logged. So we have an integration for that as well. Integration with Outlook, Calendar, Teams provides an easy and a smooth interview scheduling process. And then there is integration with DocuSign. ServiceNow also has inbuilt signature pad functionality, but there is this integration with DocuSign. Some organizations do prefer that, so we've done that integration to have that signatures on the offer letter, signatures on the NDA document, or any of the onboarding documents that would need to be signed by the employee. So typically for an applicant tracking system, there are some of these metrics that are used to track the efficiency. One is the cost of the hire, the time to hire, and then there is the third one, quality of hire. So the quality of the hire goes up in improvement of quality of the hire with a kind of accurate assessment and transparent documentation, thus having that complete engagement, candidate engagement experience, and cost for hiring, and then the time spent in the end-to-end tracking has definitely come down. Again, this is the Alcor internal study from the time we've started using TalentRun. So just wanted to highlight on some of the ROIs that we can get using an efficient applicant tracking system. So we now come to an end of this webinar. So I would just like to see if there are any questions, either on the products that we've discussed or on the HR service delivery implementations that we've done, or the services that we offer, or generally on the ServiceNow product.
Perfect. Thanks very much, Sushma. That was very, very enlightening. Very, very interesting. Thank you. So there are a few questions. We'll get to them in just a moment. As a reminder, please use the questions section to ask a question on today's topic. So let's jump right in here, Sushma. Is the appraisal process, goal setting, or ratings calculations configurable?
Yes. So, right. So for any organization, I think for different organizations, we do have different goal set, a set of goals. Even within the organization, we could have like different goals for each and every role. Like a manager would have their own goals, the developer or any other role would have their own set of goals. So it's entirely configurable in a sense that there are templates, there are standard templates that are built that could be used. And within each template, they have like a standard set of questions, or those questions can be increased. So all of it is completely configurable and, according to the organization's need, I would say.
Okay. Can we remove any of the built-in processes if required? For example, the 360-degree review.
Yes. So there is an option to turn off any of the functionalities. So what we've built in the product is kind of taking the industry's best practices for performance appraisal. Again, for TalentRun, I would say taking the industry's best practice for an end-to-end hiring process. But there is an option to turn off any of the functionalities if it's not used by the organization, or it would not. So that gives a flexibility that in future, if you need to turn on the 360-degree review, or you probably wouldn't like to turn on this feature only for a specific set of roles, like allow 360-degree for this team and not for this. So all of that is possible. So there is flexibility to do that.
Okay, great. Has Reflective and/or TalentRun been implemented within the federal sector?
So for federal sector, we've not implemented it so far, but we are discussing with a few of the customers who have interest in implementing this.
Okay, yeah. All right. If we don't purchase HR service delivery, can we still install the products you showcased?
Right. So since this is a scoped application, as I mentioned, yes, it is possible to use the Reflective and the TalentRun independent of the HR service delivery. However, there are few features which are integrated, which are kind of combined, or which leverages the HR service delivery modules, like such as the virtual agent, or some of the onboarding processes. But apart from that, like it can be installed independent of, without purchasing the HR service delivery.
Okay. Now there's a follow-up to the previous question about being implemented within the federal sector. Do you know which departments, which agencies?
Yes, I have that list of which agencies we are talking to. So probably like I can provide that through email, whoever needs that information.
Yeah,
for sure.
Do that.
Yes, and within the federal sector, yes, there are certain departments who would like to use these features. Like for example, the performance appraisal may not be for the whole organization. So certain teams or departments who like to use this feature. So we're discussing with them.
Okay. Perfect. Just making a note. All right. We'll just give anybody an extra second here. That's the end of the questions that we've got. If anyone's got any more questions, please use the dashboard, question section of the dashboard. If not,
Yeah. And also, like we spoke about, like most of the key features and everything, but if any one of you would like to have a demo of any of these products, so we would be happy to provide a demo and showcase the live, functioning of this whole product suite. And you can contact us through the company's website, and we would be happy to provide a demo.
Good add-on there, Susha. All right. Oh, okay. Will a copy of the presentation be made available? Sushma, is the PowerPoint presentation going to be mailed out as well as the link to the recording? Do you know?
That's correct, Jeff. So we will be sharing the presentation as well as the link to the webinar recording.
Okay, perfect. And then the next question is, can I get a recording? Yes, it will be sent out. So perfect. Yeah. All right, I think that covers all the questions. That's fantastic, Sushma, very interesting. Thanks again. The recording of today's webinar will be made available on our website, www.alcortech.com. We'll also send everybody that's registered a link, and as Sushma mentioned, a copy of the presentation as well. So thanks everyone for joining. See you at the next webinar.
Thanks everyone for joining the webinar.